Hello and welcome to a new episode of Sable Fox. Today's topic is drumroll, grooming your dog, or more specific, your toddler. While there are grooming differences for different breeds, I still think this video might be interesting for you to get another perspective, another tool, or maybe just another way of doing it. And you'll definitely get some nice footage of Ollie looking like the dying swan, since, little spoiler alert, Ollie hates grooming. The tools I use to groom Ollie are kind of carefully curated over the last 5 years, and some of them are definitely my favorite so far. However, I'm always on the lookout for better replacements if there's something I'm not happy with. First we have the Dremel, that is actually a pet Dremel and probably the tool that will be replaced by a normal Dremel pretty soon, as those are better accepted by dogs, I heard. And then I use regular hairdresser scissors and shearing scissors. For her paw fur, I use an electric razor. This one is probably 20 years old, but does the job. However, if your dog is very furry at its paws, I would recommend a powerful one, which mine really isn't. For the ears, I love this trimming comb, and you will see this tool is amazing for furry ears. More for the ears, I have this ear cleanser. I've been using this since the beginning, and knock on wood, we haven't had any problems so far with Ollie's ears. Last but not least, we have an Activate dog brush in Firm. This is another tool we have basically from the beginning. It is the best brush we have ever used. However, I may be considering in buying the softer version to see how Ollie would like it. And the very last thing are high quality treats. I always make sure to have a good training dog sausage at hand, like this one. My favorite position is to have Ollie between my legs. Having her on the table would be more convenient for me and my bag, but as I said, she doesn't like to be groomed, so I would have less control over her, and I would be concerned that she jumps off the table or something like this. But doesn't this look nice for the bag? So when I have her between my legs and all the tools are out, she knows what it means, and she tries to convince me that a good belly rub could be easily called grooming and just call it a day. So as soon as she is in the final position, which is her face at my feet, I start with the filing. Naturally, I would start with cutting her fur away of the paws, but I'm honest, I just want to have this part of the routine done, since this is what Ollie hates most. Here you can see how I do it. I find it easier when the Dremel's grinding direction goes away from the nail. I try to make her nails very short, as she has the tendency to be hypermobile, as I've already shown in my scratchboard video, which you can see here. And I do this with all her claws. The back nails are naturally shorter, so they take less work. Always a plus. When I'm done with the filing, I stay at the paws and cut the fur away. This is particularly important if you live in a snowy region, because the snow is forming balls in the fur and they really bother, for example, Ollie. And she would refuse to walk any further, always trying to lick the snowballs away. Other than that, I like the look of a clean cut paw more than of a furry one, and I like to think for myself that dogs that have clean cut paws don't bring as much dirt in the house as dogs without. I start with Ollie showing the scissors. I haven't shown this with the Dremel, but that's what I normally do. This is so that she's a bit more relaxed and knows what's coming. So what I do here is that I take a paw and slide my fingers between her toes and bring the hair that is in there up. Then I take my regular hairdresser scissors and cut this away, like the hair that's up. And I do this between all her toes. Then I will take the razor and go very gently inside the paw with kind of sweeping motions, as you can see here. Please be very gentle with your dog here, as some are seriously ticklish and do not like the feeling. You could obviously go in there with some very good nail scissors that are very sharp, but this works best for us. When I'm done with the inside, I will give the sides of the paw a clean cut with scissors, And then the complete result looks something like this. So you can see the big difference perfectly here. I will continue this with all the paws again. And I will cut the feet part with sharing scissors for a cleaner look. Moving on to the ears. In Ollie's opinion, nearly as bad as filing them. Ollie has this flipped ears, so I will cut them differently as you would probably cut a toddler with regular ears. At least if I had a toddler with regular ears, I would take a lot more fur off than I do with Ollie. Because neatly cut flipped ears look always a bit funny to me. Judge for yourself here. So yes, my mission is to make them less wild but leave some fur for a balanced look. I start with combing the ear fur. Then I open the ears and cut the ear line a tiny bit and close them and do the same. I always keep my fingers very close to Ollie's skin, so they kind of act as a protection that Ollie doesn't get cut, because I'm pretty sure everybody of you knows the fear of cutting your own dog. Then I cut a bit of the fur down from the outer ear. By the way, this little red line is from Ollie's flipped ears and it is very hard to get rid of. If you have a puppy that shows tendency of flipped ears, I personally would recommend to tape it, but this is probably a topic for another video. And for the fur behind her ear, I will take the trimming, comb through it very thoroughly. And this is the most amazing tool, as I said in the beginning. It takes so much off without the worry of scissors. And the end result is so much more natural in my opinion, more natural than with scissors when you're kind of unskilled like me. And when I'm done with one side, I will continue with the other side. Next, I clean the ears. The ear cleanser that I use recommends to splash it in the ear and take the excess off with a handkerchief, but I found Ollie being very uncomfortable with this method. So what I will do is put the cleanser on the handkerchief and then wipe her ear with it. This works really well for us, and as long as she has no problems with her ears, I will continue with our method. Nearly the last step is a good brush of her fur. I guess this is very self-explanatory. I just brush everything. However, I'm quite gentle on her belly. Maybe that's the only thing to note. Now that Ollie has lost all her fur after her last heat, she looks kind of sad, but it will grow back. She will be our fluff ball again. Last but not least, I check Ollie's teeth. They look okay for now, but soon I will cleanse them again, and I'm going to make sure to make this into a video. I'm sure many of you are interested in it. Until then, thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button if you found this video helpful. Subscribe to our channel for more dog content if that's something you're into, and see you next week. Bye!